viewing area. This is Public TV's Scholars Bowl.
Welcome back, viewers. This is our first semifinal competition of Scholars Bowl 2003. Out of the 55 high schools with which we started, we are down to 4 teams now. Today's competition, including West High School of Knox County and Webb School, also in Knox County. Tomorrow, it'll be Greenville and Maryville to decide who goes on to the final game. I'm Diana Morgan, Community and Educational Services Manager of the News Sentinel and moderator of the Scholars Bowl. We're proud to be partners with the University of Tennessee in bringing to you these students. Let's go meet the Webb School team first. You'll recognize again Chris Deasy. Chris is a senior. He's president of the engineering club and plays varsity soccer. Back with Chris is Bobby Grizzard. Bobby also is a senior now. He's captain of the chess team at the school, and he plays baritone in the band. The captain of the team is George Dotskos. George is a senior. He is president of that science and engineering club, and we've said before he's bilingual. He's very fluent in Greek. The fourth member of the team, another senior, is Andrew Kohler. Andrew has received the Silver Shield of David Award from his youth group, which is the highest international award given by his youth group. He is also a member of the Bridge Builders Leadership Board at the school. The alternates for Webb School include Luke Atkins, Almeda Ford, Alex Rogers, and Stephen Robertson. Webb School, viewers, you may know, has been coached for a long time by team teachers. This is Ron Gratz, who is the Assistant Dean of Students, and with him is Jay Livingston, who is the history teacher at the school. Now, West High School has back competing for it today students also whom you'll recognize. Tu Young Mu. Tu Young is a junior. He has been on the Science Olympiad team and is a member of the computer club. With Tu Young, back again is Andrew Whaley, a senior now. He is a National Merit Commended Scholar and is captain of the History Bowl. The captain of the team is Tong Hao. Tong also is a senior. He is a member of that Science Olympiad team. He also is a National Merit Commended Scholar. The final member of the team for the first half is Laura Lockwood, another senior. She also is a National Merit Commended Scholar and is a member of the Science Olympiad team as well. The alternates for the school include Patrick Harrison, Amy Gendrick, Zach Hall, Derek Bast, and Patrick Galligan. We're pleased to have with us today the school board representative for West High. This is Dr. Dan Murphy of the University of Tennessee. Dr. Murphy, welcome. We're glad to have you supporting West. And the coach of the school is Carolyn Jones, the English teacher. She has taken this team to the national academic competitions 2 years in a row, and I think it's going to be her goal to make it a third year. Viewers, this is going to be a fun competition. Both of these teams are strong. Toss-ups worth 10, bonuses worth 20s. Good luck to you both teams. Here's your first question, and it is a physiology question for 10. Name the pigment in blood that West, Tu Young.
Hemoglobin?
Correct. It is hemoglobin that is the pigment that colors it red, viewers. First score to West for 10, and here is your bonus. This is a three-parter, 5 points each, 5 extra points. We're talking about constitutional amendments. Tell me the decade in which the following constitutional amendments became law. The 22nd Amendment, which puts limits on presidential terms.
1950s?
Correct for 10. The 26th Amendment, which set the voting age at 18.
70s.
Correct for 5. The 16th Amendment, which sets the income tax.
The 10s.
That is correct. 20 points on your bonus. Here's a world politics toss-up for 10 teams. On November 25th, Lucio Gutierrez, West, Andrew.
Venezuela?
Incorrect. I'll complete it for Webb. A populist former Army colonel who led a coup in 2000 and has pledged to fight corruption in his country was elected as that nation's 6th president in 6 years. What is this politically volatile country? Webb, Andrew.
Chile.
Incorrect. It is Ecuador. No score. Here's a mathematics toss-up for you 10 teams for 10 points. Give the slope of a line represented by the equation x minus 3y equals 2. Webb, Chris.
Negative 1/3.
Incorrect. West. Tong.
3.
Incorrect. 1/3. No score. Here's a world history toss-up for 10. By what name was the German Air Force known in World War II? West, too young.
Luftwaffe.
The Luftwaffe is correct for 10. Here is your bonus. This is about the war on terrorism, West. The State Department has issued a list of foreign terrorist organizations. It is unlawful to fund them. Members can be denied visas, and U.S. financial institutions must block their funds. For 5 points each, name the country in which the following terrorist groups primarily operate. The Hezbollah.
Lebanon.
Correct for 5. Al-Jihad.
Syria.
Egypt. The Sendero Luminoso.
Colombia.
That is Peru. That's the Shining Path of Peru. And the Abu Nidal organization.
Syria.
That is Iraq. 5 points for the Hezbollah. Here's a toss-up for 10, and this is on health teams. You may have been reading a lot from the Center of Disease Control about epidemics that they're concerned that terrorists will use in the United States. But in November, Holland American cruise ships and one Disney ship, Webb, Chris.
Smallpox.
Incorrect. I'll complete it for West. These ships were hit with a flu-like virus so serious that all the ships were sanitized more than once under the Center of Disease Control, and the next 2 voyages were canceled. By what name is this fairly common virus known? West, Andrew.
Flu. Influenza.
Incorrect. The answer is Norwalk. It is the Norwalk flu. Here's a toss-up for 10 teams. The Jew of Malta, Tamburlaine, and The Massacre at Paris are all works of what brilliant Englishman who died before his prime? Webb, Andrew.
Keats.
Incorrect. West. Tong.
Byron.
Incorrect. Both died young, but it was Christopher Marlowe. Here's a toss-up, and you may want your pens. It's mathematics teams. Angle X is 3 times bigger than its supplement. How big is the supplement? West, Tong.
135.
Incorrect. Webb. Do we accept? Too late after the bell. 45 degrees. Here's a U.S. history toss-up for 10 teams. Name the U.S. state in which the Republican Party had its start. Webb, George.
Illinois.
Incorrect. West. Andrew.
Wisconsin.
It is correct for U.S. history. 10 points. Good answer. Here is your bonus. For 10 points each, West, name the 2 states in our union that are bordered by 8 states. This is a visual geography question.
Okay, Missouri and Tennessee.
That is correct for 20 points on U.S. geography. Here is a toss-up for you teams. Who published the first newspaper in America? West, Tong.
Scripps.
Incorrect. I wish it were. Webb. Andrew.
Benjamin Franklin.
Incorrect. It was Benjamin, but Benjamin Harris. No score. Here's a botany question for 10 for you. Teams, what is the scientific name for a flowering plant? Webb, Andrew.
Angiosperm.
Angiosperm for 10. Webb, you're on the board, and here is your bonus. Mathematics for you. Simplify completely. 56 over 42.
Four-thirds.
That is correct for 20 points on your bonus. Here's a nuclear toss-up for 10 teams. Residues that are left from the extraction of uranium from ore are called what? West, too young.
Nuclear waste.
Incorrect. Webb. Chris.
Echoes.
Incorrect. It's uranium mill tailings. Here's a toss-up for 10. This is geography. Teams for 10 points. What is the name of a coral reef in the general shape? Webb, Bobby.
Atoll.
Yes, it is an atoll in the shape of a ring or a partial ring that encloses a lagoon. 10 points, Webb, and here is your bonus, 10 points each. This is about synonyms and antonyms. Consider the word boring. Identify a 7-letter synonym for boring that starts with the word letter T.
Tedious.
Designate, Bobby. Tedious.
Correct for 10. And an 11-letter antonym for boring that also starts with the letter T.
Do you think that's it? Designate, Christopher.
Titillating.
Correct for 10, 20 points on your vocabulary. Teams for 10 points on a world history toss-up. What Portuguese noble started West? Andrew.
Henry the Navigator.
That's right. He is the only Portuguese noble you know. 10 points, and here is your mathematics bonus for you, West, for 20 points. The equation 3x plus 2y equals 3 is an equation of a line. What is the slope of this line?
-3/2.
That's correct for 20 points. Here's a toss-up for 10 teams. The Nigerian state of Zamfara told Muslims it is their religious duty to kill the young female reporter whose newspaper story about the Miss World pageant resulted in rioting and deaths. A legal opinion or ruling such as this that is issued by an Islamic scholar is called what? That is a fatwa, F-A-T-W-A. It's the second time in the Western world that we really have paid attention. Salman Rushdie had another fatwa. No score. Here is a health toss-up for you. Teams, a prestigious medical journal issued a warning about the anti-wrinkle treatment that is spreading among celebrities and the rich. West, Tong.
Botox.
Yes, it is Botox, derived from a bacterium. 10 points on health. And here is a religion toss-up for you, West, two-parter, 10 points each. With its 5 looming towers and grand porticos, the great temple of Angkor Wat is sacred for followers of which religion, and in what country is Angkor Wat located?
Buddhism.
Okay. Buddhism in Thailand.
Buddhism is correct, and it is in Cambodia. That was 10 points on that. The end of the first half with West High in the lead, 125 to Webb Schools 60. Remember, the team's viewers are competing for a chance to represent our region in the final competition. Also, the coaches for that laptop computer from the University of Tennessee.
This year's Scholars Bowl competition is a single elimination tournament featuring 56 teams from high schools in our viewing area. Be sure to watch these upcoming games. The winning team in this year's Scholars Bowl tournament will receive the Scholars Bowl Traveling Trophy. The championship team will also receive a $1,000 stipend from the News Sentinel to be used to travel to the National Academic Team Competition. In addition, the top-placing teams will receive plaques identifying their finish in this year's tournament. Also, the University of Tennessee will be presenting the championship team a new computer for their school's use. The judges for this year's Scholars Bowl tournament are Dr. Richard Hobart, retired physician, and Dr. Paul L. Kelly, retired educator and member of the Knox County Board of Education. Both are members of the Board of Trustees of these public TV stations. Also judging this year is Cody Steele, mathematician. Our scorekeeper is Annie Parrott, a public TV volunteer. Scholars Bowl 2003 is made possible in part by grants from the News Sentinel and the University of Tennessee, two area institutions that are interested in showcasing the academic excellence of our area high school students. Each student and coach participating in this year's Scholars Bowl will receive the new Scholars Bowl t-shirt. If you'd like to enter your high school team in next year's Scholars Bowl, or for more information or comments on this year's tournament, write to the address shown on the screen.
Welcome back, viewers, to the second half of our first semifinal competition. And at this point, West High School is leading with a score of 125 to Webb School's 60. Jay Livingston and Ron Gratz, the coaches at Webb, have made no changes on their team for the second half. However, Carolyn Jones, the West High coach, has brought in two of her team members whom you have met before. Let's go up to see them. Patrick Harrison is a junior, and welcome back, Patrick. Good to have you with us again. And with him, we have another junior, and this is Amy Jendrick. Amy, good to see you again. And viewers, we'd like to thank two people who have assisted in the production of the Scholars Bowl this year. That is Brenda Carnes and Ann Parrott, our timekeeper and scorekeeper, who are volunteers at WSJK WKOP. We appreciate your help, and also the support of Betsy Creekmore, Vice President of the University of Tennessee. University is one of the presenting sponsors of the Scholars Bowl. Teams, good luck to you both. Here we go on the second half. This is a toss-up for 10, and it is world literature. Name the epic hero who kills the monster Grendel. West, Tong.
Beowulf.
Beowulf. Fast reflexes for 10 points. Here is your bonus, West. Four-parter, 5 points each. Identify the following means of preventing the spread of disease. The injection of weakened or dead pathogens or their toxins into a healthy person.
Vaccine.
Vaccination for 5. The process of killing microbes by heat and pressure.
Sterilization. Sterilization.
Correct for 5. The type of chemicals that kill microbes of contact, thus deterring the spread of disease.
Antiseptics.
I am deferring that to our judges, Dr. Paul Kelly and Dr. Richard Hobart, to see if they accept the use of antiseptics on that. They do accept? Yes. The isolation of diseased persons.
Quarantine.
Correct for 20 points on your health bonus. Here is a toss-up for 10. It's mathematics teams. An angle's measure is twice that of its supplement. Webb, Chris.
120.
Incorrect. West, what is the measure of the supplement? West, Pong.
60.
60 degrees is correct for 10 points. Here is your bonus, and this is religion. The Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem is run by holy men from 3 different religions. All claim this church. For 5 points each and an extra 5, name the 3 religions that claim the Church of the Nativity.
Islam.
Incorrect.
Christianity.
Incorrect.
Catholic.
Identify.
Roman Catholic.
Roman Catholic is correct for 5. Greek pardon me, for 5 points. Greek Orthodox and Armenian Orthodox would have been the other 2. Excuse me. Teams, here's an English history toss-up for 10. One English king was so unpopular that no other king has ever taken that name again in England. West, Tong.
John.
Yes, it was King John. Ugly King John. 10 points. Here's your bonus. U.S. history. Which U.S. president achieved the following? Who served the shortest term?
William Henry Harrison.
Correct. The first to be elected from a state other than Virginia or Massachusetts?
Jackson.
Correct for 5. One who also served as Chief Justice of the Supreme Court?
Taft.
Correct for 5. Who vetoed the most bills?
Johnson.
That was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. 15 points on your other presidents. Here is world politics for 10 teams. Name the European country where the Solidarity Movement, West Tong.
Poland.
Poland in the Gdansk shipyards in the 1980s. For 10 points, this is world geography now, West. 5 points each. The following rivers are found on which continents? Meking.
Asia.
Correct for 5. Murray.
Australia.
Correct for 5. Orinoco.
Yeah, South America.
Correct for 5. Yukon.
North America.
Correct for 5. 20 points on world geography. Here's a toss-up for 10 teams. Of Revenge is an example of the work of one of the greatest essayists of all time. Who was this English essayist? Webb, Chris.
Keats.
Incorrect. West. After that, we accept. Tong.
Bacon.
Yes, it was Roger Bacon for 10. Here is a bonus for you. It is mathematics, West, for 20 points. Convert 120 degrees to radian measure.
Two pi over 3.
That is correct for 20 points on your math. Here's a toss-up for 10 teams. This is a term I'm looking for. What is the legal process by which a person becomes a citizen of another country? West, Andrew.
Naturalization.
Naturalization for 10. And here is your bonus. West, the acronym LIPS, L-I-P-S, can be used as a measure of a computer's speed. For 5 points each, give me the exact 4 words that the acronym LIPS represents.
Logical inferences per second.
That is correct. 20 points. Good answer. Here's a physics toss-up for 10 teams. Of the colors, green, blue, yellow, and red, which has the longest wavelength? Webb, Chris. That goes to West. Too late? Amy.
Red.
It is red for 10 points. Here is your bonus, West. This is politics and war. A 7,000-page study about the Vietnam War revealed that 4 U.S. presidents had steadily lied to the public and Congress about the war. Disillusioned, the author leaked the study to newspapers in 1971, setting off a furor that paved the way for the U.S. pullout for Vietnam. Now, for 10 points each, by what name is the study known, and who wrote the study?
What's this? Pentagon Papers. Yeah. And I don't know.
The Pentagon Papers.
Correct.
Written by Smith.
Daniel Ellsberg wrote it, and he is speaking out now because of the war, potential war on Iraq. 10 points to West. Here's an American history toss-up for 10 teams. In which American colony did Bacon's rebellion occur? West, Andrew.
Virginia.
Yes, in 1675 and 1678. You can see viewers' fast reflexes work on this. 10 points. Here's your bonus. West, according to Emily Dickinson, there is a bustle in the house morning after what?
Death.
Correct for 20 points on lit. Here's an art toss-up for you, teams. This is a quotation. It was whispered about that I fixed on Washington because I needed the money. West, Tong.
Stewart.
Yes, Gilbert Stuart, who painted Washington repeatedly. 10 points. Here's your bonus. What is the name that is given to each of the following poetic stanzas? A 2-line stanza for 5 points.
Couplet.
For 5. A 3-line stanza.
Triplet.
A tercet. A 6-line stanza.
Sestet.
Correct for 5. An 8-line stanza.
Octet.
Incorrect. I heard octet. Am I correct? You said octet. It is octave. Octave. You have 2 correct for 10 points. Here's a toss-up for 10. This is economics, Dr. Murphy. In economics, teams, what are human-made resources that are used for the production? Webb, Andrew.
Capital.
Capital goods, 10 points. You're back in the game. Here is, Webb, a bonus for you. Only English history here. Only 5 women have served alone as queens of England. Name any 4 of the 5.
Victoria.
Mary Queen of Scots. And who's the GM?
Elizabeth II.
Elizabeth I, Elizabeth II, Mary Queen of Scots, and Victoria.
Correct for 20 points on English history. Here's a geometry toss-up for 10 teams. What is the measure of an angle if its measure is 30 degrees less than that of its complement? Webb, Chris.
30.
30 is correct for 10 points. Here's your bonus, Webb. The standard formula for bran muffins, we're cooking here, calls for 3 cups of flour for every 6 muffins. If you plan on making 6,000 muffins, how many cups of flour will you need?
3,000.
3,000 is correct for 20. Here's a terrorism toss-up for you for 10. A conventional explosive that kills or injures through the initial blast and then also kills by airborne radiation and contamination is known as Webb. Andrew.
Dirty bomb.
Dirty bomb for 10. Here's your bonus. I'll define 2 planar curves for 10 points each. Give me the name. The set of points in a plane for each of which the sum of the distance from two fixed points is a given constant is?
Ellipse.
For 10. A 2-branched curve formed by the set of points in a plane.
Hyperbola.
Collect for 10, 20 points. Here's a toss-up. Teams. That is the end of the game, and a strong West team with that national experience took it again, 355 to Webb's 150. Give them a hand. These are both strong teams. Viewer, we'll see you tomorrow at our second semifinal game. That's going to be Greenville and Maryville High School.